Hi everybody, I'm Richard Ward, Chairman of Supporters Trust. I don't know if you've realised, but it's the close season and there's not really anything doing at the minute. There's the playoff finals coming up, but since Newport and Sunderland are in there, I don't want to think about that. So what we thought is we might take time to catch up with some old friends. And I'm delighted to be with Pool's legend, former captain and manager Michael Barron. Michael, thanks very much for taking the time to speak with us. Thought we'd just have a catch up with you. It's been a while since you've been around Pool, so what have you been up to?
Yeah, I work locally in a school. It's about 5 minutes away in the PE department there. And I've been in and out of football, to be honest. I've done a couple of years in the Northern League. I did some scouting for Fulham, and I'm hoping to do some scouting for a couple of league clubs next season as well. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. So yeah, really busy. I take the kids to football and football on the Saturday afternoon. So even though I'm not involved full time, there's still a lot of football involved.
Yeah, and we saw on social media that you were looking at starting sort of a new venture. Is that just scouting?
Yeah, it's something I did for Fulham for 18 months. I did a lot of match analysis for them, and I really enjoyed it. I like trying to work out how to beat the team and how you can sort of set your team up to do that. So a lot of clubs are looking for people in the North East because they don't want to travel to games up here. So hopefully in the summer, there has been a couple of clubs asking if I'll do something for them. One in the Championship and one in Division 2, so hopefully something will come up, or if not, I'll see if there's any Northern League clubs that need a coach.
Yeah, so obviously you were coaching and you've been out of that, left a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it was around just after Christmas time. Really enjoyed my time at Shildon. There was some fantastic people, very similar to Hartlepool. The people are really genuine, and we had a little bit of success there, but unfortunately the chairman, like everywhere, looks at costs and where to save a bit of money. So that came to an end, but as I say, I really enjoy the Northern League. It's a good league with some good players in, and you realise that it's hard for those lads at that level to be working and then coming and playing and still performing at that level.
Yeah, it's difficult. The last time we saw you at Pools was probably the talking last year with Richie Humphreys that Mark Simpson organised. It was a pretty dire time for the club, really.
Yeah.
Having been at the club under IOR, which was really well managed and certainly professional on and off the pitch, did it come as a shock just how fast things had fallen?
Yeah. I think when Mark contacted me and Richie to ask if we'd do it and explain the situation, you do realise how dire the situation was, and I think under IOR we were lucky in a way because they looked after us as when we were playing, and then when you stepped into coaching, and it was frustrating at times because they did try and save money, and I know Danny Wilson used to get frustrated, other managers used to get frustrated, but the club was stable and they were doing it for the right reasons, and I think when they left and the people came in after them, you realise that if it's not run properly, how quickly it can go wrong.
Thankfully, Mr. Singh, Jeff Stelling has stepped in and saved the club. But what a project you've taken on.
Yeah, I think it'll be hard. I think watching last season from afar, you realise that league is a tough league, and there's people with money to spend on that. I think obviously as the season went on, there was changes, and now he's in charge, and hopefully I think they had quite a positive end of the season with some of the results. And again, I think it's like every league and every team, it's down to recruitment and the players he brings in. I know he's spoken about trying to change the style of some of the players, because I think you do in leagues like that, you have to have some physicality about it, yeah. But along with that, a little bit of flair as well. So the recruitment will be vital for Craig, and if the club's going to try and get back into the league.
Yeah. Craig recently, he's put some thoughts out, and he was saying about the potential for combining obviously the full-time pros and semi-pros, so looking at doing evening training. You've obviously been a full-time pro and you work with part-timers. Do you think that's something good for work?
I don't know. I think it'd be really difficult to mix the two. I think I just don't know how the sort of dynamics of it would work if people have been training and then they go to train again, or they train one day. I totally understand why you would mention that, because I think a lot of the players now look after themselves so well outside of full-time football, so you've got a lot of lads in non-league who are really fit, really strong, and could probably step up to play at that level, but I think it would be a tough ask to combine them and get a bit of continuity between the team.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a long way to go before the season comes, so obviously recruitment's still ongoing, but dare you make any predictions for polls this season?
Oh, I don't know, it's difficult as you say, because I always look out for Hartlepool results, but I don't really follow the league, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I know who's gone up, obviously the teams that have come down. I think in any league, if you get a good start and you get that bit of momentum, I think you've seen with towards the end of last season when they've had those results and the atmosphere's been back in the ground and everyone seems to be on board, that it's like the old times with that atmosphere. I think they need to try and generate that as much as they can, but it's about being consistent and about getting those performances consistent right from the start of the season. So as I say, recruitment pre-season will be a big thing for them to make sure they get the style of play right and just set out the store for what he expects.
Yeah. Finally, on a different note, I don't know if you saw the Pulse, one of the media teams shared a picture, the video of Richie Humphries scoring the tramway, the penalty at Tranmere that took you to Cardiff. So that time's got to be a high point. Is that what you see, best memory of Pulse?
Everyone, I always look back at that game and think it was just the atmosphere after the game in the change room and the bus on the way home, how excited everybody was that we'd finally managed to get to a final.
Yeah, after some false starts.
Yeah, and I think for it to happen to Richie the way it did was special, but I just think, and obviously Cardiff was amazing, and I actually watched it the other day, the highlights again, but that night at Tranmere there was such an unbelievable atmosphere and togetherness in the change room, and I do think that time was better than going to Cardiff. I loved Cardiff as a weekend, but for that sort of half an hour after the game, like every single person was just so happy. People coming into the dressing room and all family and everything. It was just amazing. I was speaking to my boys about this, about going to Cardiff, and my biggest regret with Cardiff is it was at Cardiff and not Wembley. And I think if you look back and say I've walked a team out of Wembley, it just sounds a lot better than Cardiff. But we put it on to show them the other day, and it just fills you with pride when every time you watch it. I think the thing I like about it is when you see all the buses leaving Hartlepool and you realise how many people actually went.
Last one out, switch off the lights.
Yeah, and the support on the day and the weekend, and even after when we had won, was just amazing.
It was a long drive up the M1 with all the Sheffield Wednesday coaches overtaking us.
Yeah, I remember speaking to Graham Lee afterwards in the bar, and I've probably said this story before, but it was almost like we won in Sheffield Wednesday hadn't, the atmosphere that was in the players, but after I remember him saying a lot of their players knew they were going to not be there in the season after, so it was a sort of double-edged sword for them. But as I say, we were desperately, I think we're lucky not to win, but we enjoyed the experience. I still look at it again now, and I don't know whether it's a penalty or not. I really don't. I've watched it a few. I've never ever watched a full game. I've only ever watched the highlights. So.
No chance.
No?
No chance of a penalty.
Would you get a penalty now for him? That's what I was trying to say. My son's was that's a penalty straight
Well, not with VAR. Seriously, there was daylight between Chrissy and that guy when he took off. But he said he caught his studs in the floor.
Yeah. I maybe need to watch a game.
Stinks.
Maggie, thanks very much. What's the best way for people to contact you on social media?
Yeah, just on Twitter or Facebook, or I'm easy around, and I'll hopefully get down to Hartlepool a few more times next season around obviously the football that I'm involved in. But yeah, that's fine.
If you do, give us a shout.
Brilliant.
Thanks very much.
No problem.
Cheers.
Thank you.